Hello Steelers, and welcome to another Bench Report hobby update. Another week, another one. It's been relatively busy this week. This week I've mostly concentrated just on scenery, though painting wise, so I've done quite a bit here and there. I've actually finished off the second 3D printed house that I got from Gary over at Paint and Glue. This is another one of the little stone buildings, similar to the ones that I'd got from Paul over at Sabotage. This one can be broken down, though you can get inside this one. I just did this simply, just added a few walls, fences from Sabotage just to make the garden as well, so that was a nice easy little project. As I say, I'm just trying to finish these things off at the moment. Then I also went back and I actually updated the first two original Sabotage buildings that I painted ages ago. I think it's over a year ago now. I've had them for such a long time. But these ones, they didn't fit with the gardens that I did for Paul because I just didn't put them on plastic card. So I just gave these a brand new little garden themselves, again just with some of the fences from Sabotage. Dead easy job. That was two of those. Then also sticking with the ongoing painting, I went and painted up some of the quarantine buildings that Adam over at Tabletop Studios had sent over. This is the row of shops that he'd sent. I realised I'd actually painted one of these previously. I didn't realise it was one of them until I was looking at the buildings on Google Earth and realised that one of the ones I've already painted, but I kind of painted it slightly wrong, but never mind. And go back and paint it. But I thought I wanted to get these done, so I've done this first couple that I basically put together, and I wanted to make them as modular as possible, so I've mounted them on their own bases so that they will hopefully so I can move them about on the table at the top and use them in different ways. That's the plan, at least. And I'm going to do the same with the others, and I probably will do a painting video for some of the other ones when I get around to painting those as well. And also then very quickly I made a little field, just a tiny field. The reason is because I had a leftover scarecrow from Sabotage, so I just thought I wanted to use this, just use up some of the fences as well, dead easy, just on a piece of plastic card with some texture paint and then some static grass, and that was it. So that was a dead quick 10-minute, well not 10-minute, but you know, a couple of hours job just on Friday night. And that's kind of all I painted this week, really. So they're quite big pieces, but you know, like I say, I'm just trying to chew out as much as I can, really, from these. However, in the post I've had quite a bit, and also bought some stuff as well. Oops, drop that. There goes Tiny as well. First things first was this, Out of the Blue by Garth Ennis and Keith Burns. I'm a fan of Garth Ennis and have been for a while. He's since his 2000 AD days, in fact, actually, and I didn't realise he was. I know he'd done some stuff on Second World War, but I didn't realise he'd done things like this on. He'd done like what's the word? Fantasy Second World War stuff. I didn't realise he'd done some stuff on, you know, historical Second World War. This is about mosquito pilots. It's always good. This is the first one. I'm halfway through this. I'll be looking to get the other editions of that as well. And also last week, Dean brought over some books that most of them I wasn't interested in, but this one I got off him. It's The Peninsular War, A Concise Military History by Michael Glover. I don't know anything about it, the book itself. I mean, I don't know anything about Michael Glover, but I thought it's a good way of just introducing myself to the Peninsular War. I've been looking for, you know, a relatively in-depth but not too much book on the Peninsular War. I know a little about it, but not a huge amount. So I thought that is something that is I can nicely dive into. The other thing which fell down over here, I just got these today. I'll come back to that in a second. Is the Fallschirmjägers from Plastic Soldier Company. Now I've got a load of Fallschirmjägers already, but they're Peter Pig ones. They're quite old, but what I want to do is I want to make some of these into O group units. So there's plenty, more than enough in a Plastic Soldier Company for O group, but also any leftovers I will turn them into a chain of command force as well, or paratroopers as well. So I got those from Andy, so thanks for that. Dice Dad over on Twitter, also known as Firepower Gaming on YouTube, go and check him out as well. And then gaming wise, I've done quite a bit of gaming actually over the last few days. It's been non-stop. Oh no, sorry, and also in the post again from Sabotage, completely forgot, are these buildings. So I've got these larger ones here, a couple of 4 smaller ones which go together. There's 2 of these, so I'm not showing them all, but these as well. Paul did these for me over at Sabotage, just because I've got loads of similar looking buildings. I just wanted to break up a couple, and also because I was buying a particular model of them, I thought, well, I may as well just spread out the cost a little if I'm paying for postage and get some bits and pieces. The other thing that I bought from him was this, a tank in a collapsed bridge. There are a famous photograph of Flying Fox in the bridge, I think of Manzanares, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. This is based on that. It was done by Keith Jordan, I think, the original STL file. He did it and he put it in the Through the Mud and the Blood Facebook page files, so I downloaded it, sent it to Paul, he tinkered about with it and then printed it out in resin for me. As I say, this was because he did quite a lot of work on it. It cost me a little bit more than I would like to spend, but I thought it's a one-off, I'm never going to need another one, and it's a great little talking piece if nothing else. So it's a collapsed Mark IV tank in a bridge. So that was the other things I got in the post. But yeah, I'm going to start working on those at some point in the future, and we'll see where we go with them, I'm sure. Now, I just mentioned it, but just to go back to it, playing wise, last weekend James Wilkinson came over and he and I and Dean had a game of Through the Mud and the Blood. It was an introductory game for James, he's never played it before. But I also filmed it as well as a video, so I've edited that and that is ready to go. It'll be out in a couple of months given the schedule I've got at the moment. And it was a great game. It was basically the clearing a village scenario from the Two Fat Lardies Stout Hearts and Iron Troopers book. So I just thought we'll replay that, and it gives James a bit of an idea of how to play the game and also just how to use tactics at the time as well. Something slightly different than your usual trench raid kind of thing that you get. And then just today, Saturday as it is, because I'll be recording this on Saturday ready for a publication on Sunday, I've just come back from Yorkshire Ken's house over in Pudsey, where Dice Dad on Twitter, Firepower Gaming, where I just bought the Fallschirm Jaegers from, and I umpired a game for them two of O Group. Andy and I have been talking about this for ages. We were going to go to Huddersfield, then Ken asked if we wanted to go over to his house instead and play for the afternoon, so we said yes, of course. So this was crossing the Veer scenario, Americans versus Germans in 1944, Normandy. It's from there, the Normandy supplement of O Group. Really good game. We only got 8 turns finished though in the day, just because it was a learning game. Ken has played a couple of times, but Andy, it was his first game, he wanted to try it out. Really enjoyed it. I think they really enjoyed it anyway, they said they did. But I've also filmed that as well, so that will be put together as a film for future, so keep an eye out for that. It's going to be again another couple of months before that sees light of day. I'm just trying at the moment to try to get a bit of content together. So that was very appreciative of those two. Thank you very massively to Ken for giving up his house for the afternoon, and Mrs. Yorkshire Gamer as well. Then tomorrow, Sunday, or today as this goes out, I'm going to be playing First World War Chain of Command with Dean. He's coming over. I'd already set this up and I was going to film this as a solo game, just something different. German attack during Operation Michael of 1918, spring of 1918, so we're going to have some Sostruppen on the table, pushing through a village, whilst I am playing the British defenders in this one, so slightly different to what I normally do. I normally have the British attacking the German defenders, so we swapped it round. Dean is going to be the German attackers, because he's played a lot of defence games, I think, of recent, so he's probably a bit fed up with it. But I've set up the table. It's only a small table, it's urban area, so it is going to be absolutely in your face and pretty brutal, I think, but it's going to be a lot of fun. But this is going to be a Chain of Command version of it. You may have just seen that I put out a Chain of Command version of the First World War Just recently, that was the latest video that went out on Friday, so go and check that out. It's a great game, Chain of Command, First World War, and this one is going to be one of it as well, using as much of the 3D printed terrain that I've been painting for the last year or so. Try to get as much on the table as possible. So that's where I'm at the moment. Quite a bit of stuff. Not huge amounts, but you know, bits and pieces chucking away. And as I say, I'm just going to be working my way through some of these. I've got a few other bits and pieces on the boil as well behind me, and I'll be coming back to those at some point. Live streams this week. I may not do one simply because I've got to go up north for work, and I might not be back in time, or I may be a bit knackered. We'll see how we go. If I do, it will probably be a relatively short notice. So just check the channel around 7 o'clock on Tuesday UK time, and if I'm back and I've set it up, then you'll see. That said, Modelling for Advantage are also doing they've got a live stream with a chap talking about, Michael did tell me, but they've got a live stream and theirs is starting at 8:30 instead of the usual 9, half 9 that they start at. So go and check that out, even if I'm not doing a live stream anyway. Go ahead and watch them. Also, just to finish up, just let me say again, I am closing in now on 10,000 subscribers. I'm less than 200 away now at this point. I do have an announcement and a contest that I want to put out, but I'm going to put it out as soon as I hit 9,900 subscribers. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, get me over that 9,900, and then I will announce the competition for hitting 10,000. And it's a big one. Believe me, it'll be. I think it'll be worth your while, and it costs you nothing anyway to watch these videos. So just do that. Help me get over that line of 10,000, and I think I'll wrap up there. I'll just say thank you very much for watching. As always, go and check out the Facebook page for Storm of Steel, and also the Facebook group as well. Come and join in there, and I will see you in the next Storm of Steel video.